Welcome into the Gramlich and McLean podcast presented by Ingles, the official supermarket of Gramlich and McLean. Mac, it is a massive week in the Atlantic Coast Conference because this is the biggest Florida State-Miami game in a very long time. I mean, definitely since you and I have been doing this podcast, since the network has existed. This game is huge for so many reasons. It obviously could have been a little bigger if Florida State had handled their business, but whatever. Arguably, it's even more important for Florida State now because they need to win the game. So number 18, Florida State hosts number 3, Miami, 7:30 p.m., ABC. Today, we're talking from the Florida State perspective with Tommy Castellanos, the quarterback at the University of Florida State, or Florida State University, University of Florida State. And then we will talk Miami tomorrow with a special guest. So let's get excited, Matt, because this week's huge.
I cannot freaking wait. The ACC huddle will be there. Coach Jimbo Fisher coming back. He is so excited. Taylor Tannenbaum, obviously, Seminole, very excited.
Shout out Taylor, for real.
Come on, Tay.
For all she did for the pod, too.
Yeah, no doubt. And then, of course, myself and Eddie Royal, we are thrilled. And here's the deal. Listen, I don't know. A lot of fans sad and confused why game day's not going there. Y'all don't like game day. You like us. You like me. You like Taylor. Show up. Let's go. We need y'all hype. We need you there. And let's make a statement. Let's make a statement, Noles fans, of why maybe someone should have came to your school. So let's show out. I'm excited to be there, and I hope you're excited that we're coming as well. Just can't wait to see this in person. I mean, the vibes on campus. Florida State, anytime you're there in a football game anyway, it is a huge deal. But this game, this team, these rankings, like this is war. This is war. And legitimately, I know they have, Florida State, has a 18 by their name, but this literally is going to be a national championship type of feel, like how it was back in the day where if you lost this game, you're out and the winner's winning the Natty, or maybe it's for something of that nature. So that's what this feels like to me. We're trying to blow it up as big as we can on this show, as everything you just mentioned, KG, and we're going to. So I cannot wait to dive into this matchup. But first, we're going to get to a message from our great friends over at Ingles, because that's what? There's Ingles in Tallahassee, and I can't wait to be down there. I'm going to go find it. I'm going to go find that one, and, we'll show up, and tailgating Noles fans, you know where to go. Let's go. Don't play around. So quick message from our friends over at Ingles, and then we are talking to the quarterback, Tommy Castellanos.
Did you know that Ingles sells more organics than any other store? Or that they run their own dairy? Or that they only serve USDA choice and prime meat? Did you know that they have more local craft beer than any place else? Or that they have Energy Smart stores? Or that they professionally slice and package imported cheese from Europe? Did you know about their giant international aisle, local farm partnerships, curbside pickup, wine department? Or that they donate 3,956 meals a day to local food banks? Well, now you do. It's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Tommy Castellanos, a.k.a. Tommy Touchdown. Great to see you, my brother. It has been a fun season, man. Excited to talk to you today. How's everything going? How you doing?
All good. Just trying to get ready to go back to work.
Yeah, go back to work with a massive game this week. We're all super excited. We're going to get into that one, the rivalry game with Miami. Tommy, of course, the Virginia game was crazy. And it honestly, just as a fan, it was incredibly entertaining. It was a really fun football game to watch on a Friday night. And you guys, almost had it and had every chance to win at the end. I saw your quote, though, after the game. You said, we needed this, right? We needed a little bit of adversity here. Tell me more about kind of what you meant by that and how you in the locker room have responded to that loss.
After you start the season off really good, people just start to feel themselves and smell themselves a little bit and just kind of get on a high horse. And, it's a good humbling moment that I think we needed to lock back in, just go to work and just focus on the work. So I think from this point on, I think we can't play as bad as we did ever again. I think we knew that we never play that bad again. So just to go ahead and get that out the way and just, put our head down and go back to work and be the villain again, and go back to being the underdog again and just, playing with that mindset again. I think that's what we needed.
It is an interesting thing, man, because, there's no way around it. This football team a year ago won 2 games. And then to see a single digit by your number, like you just said, was probably really exciting, and probably people looking around thinking, yeah, we're good, we got this. And so I'm with you. I think there is something to it. Obviously you hate that it happens in a loss, but maybe it's something that propels you guys to a national championship. Maybe it brings you together like
Yes,
nothing
sir.
but a loss could do. So what do you think? I guess the team learned from that. Like when you talk about we needed, something like that, the locker room came together. When you take that game and truly know that anybody on any day could beat anybody, what did you guys take from that, and what have you learned maybe moving forward?
Little adversity hit, but I like the way we responded. I like the way we fought and we fought and we battled. And we showed a sign of resiliency and that we can respond. So I like that we showed that during the course of that game. Obviously, we didn't start the game how we wanted to start or play the game that we wanted to have, but the fight that we showed through the course of that game really showed me that we have a good team that's ready to fight. But we're gonna learn from that. Just a little bit of adversity. I feel like I said, I think we needed that'll just, bring us closer together and just make us go harder and just continue to work harder.
You and Deuce Robinson have really been locked in. I mean, you guys were just a duo against Virginia and looked great. I think Deuce had nearly 150 receiving yards. What is it about that relationship that has been able to evolve so quickly, where it feels like he's your go-to guy?
I mean, we stay right across the hall from each other, so I could just I could just walk over and just talk to him whenever I want. He come over whenever he wants. But I don't know. Our family clicks really well. We click really well, and we just have a great relationship that we kind of see the things the same way, and we just kind of be on the same page a lot. And then obviously he's 6'6". I don't think there's no one that can guard him that's out there. So I could just throw it up to him. He's gonna make me right, and he
It's a
just makes me
special
look good.
talent. Yeah, it's fun to
Yeah,
have,
he
and
just
I know it's
he
super
he
unique
just
having a
makes me
guy
look
like
good.
that. Right, right. No question. Just and being on the same page. I mean, that was so evident with the back shoulder balls, with the different route concepts, things that y'all were doing. And I have to applaud y'all, for only being together, a short amount of time to already have that type of relationship. And we'd seen it all year, but it was kind of magnified, it felt like, in this
Sure.
game. It is really cool. So kudos to you guys. Let's go kind of big picture here, man, and just look at the Knowles before we dive in, to this game this weekend, which can't wait to be there, man. Can't wait to see you guys in person. The
Yes,
ACC
sir.
title will be there. But, you guys are so dynamic as an offense, running the football, throwing the football, the things that you can do, obviously, with your legs as well. Just what have you seen from the offense these first, 5 weeks? And maybe what do you expect to keep growing on as an offense?
I mean, I think Coach Gus Malzahn, he does a good job of being a wizard and just dialing it up and putting us in the right position to, and showing us the looks that we're gonna have throughout the week. And I mean, he just kind of knows what the defense is gonna do and kind of present, and we're gonna plays that we're gonna run off of that. But I think just offensively, like we always start the game off pretty strong of just like, hey, we're gonna make them like it. All right, whether they like it or not, we got big guys up front. We're gonna move bodies. We're gonna run the ball down there, right down their throat, and we just gonna, make them pack that box in. And then we got, guys that's on the outside that's gonna be able to, we're gonna be able to utilize and stretch the ball down the field or get one-on-one matchups and stuff like that. So I just think the way that everything's, designed and how we set up plays and the way we call it, I think it just make it easier for us. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's obvious you guys want to run the ball. I mean, we've seen that all year, and we saw it specifically in that Alabama game. Tommy, I know you guys were confident going into that game, but that had to have been surreal a little bit at the end when you realize how badly you've beaten Alabama. I'm imagining you had like, I don't know, 700 text messages, like something of that nature.
Yeah, it
What
was
what do
crazy.
you feel like has been the impact of that Alabama win for you and for the team?
I think it just like after that game, like it was sort like it was crazy. Like don't get me wrong, but like we just looked at each other and was like, we can be really good. Like
Mm.
that's just kind of what the take was. It was like we just did this to Alabama. Like we didn't just beat them, we embarrassed them. Like we out physical them. Like we held the line of scrimmage. Like we did all these things, and we got a good football team. But we have to play to that standard every week. If we can't play to that standard every week, then we're not going to be the best that we can be.
Yeah, and I love that, man. I love the way you put it there because it was fun to watch, and it was fun to see just how we did it. Tommy, one thing that I was really looking forward to seeing in this offense what was just your next step as a passer, because we've seen you run it so well against Alabama, you as a team, not just you specifically. And then, the other games, you're ripping it downfield. I mean, throwing a deuce. I mean, that had to be so fun. Just close your eyes, throw it up. But when you need it, and when you got to have it, when the game's on the line, adversity strikes, I wanted to see what were the concepts going to be, what were the arm angles going to be, and you delivered in that Virginia game specifically, and you roll into the left and you hit your tight end, crazy throw. You hit Deuce and he just unfortunately bobbles it. Like the throws and the things were all there. How and what have you been working on throughout the season to just keep getting better as a quarterback in this offense?
Well, like I would say, like just through the course of me just playing quarterback, it's all been just natural talent and just been natural, just go play ball. But this whole off season, I've got with a trainer, and I actually worked on like the little things and mechanics and being able to just like even from board work or film work or just being able to manage the game or whenever to take the check down or just a lot of things. So this off season, I just had a trainer that really just worked with me on how to play a game as a quarterback and how to like see the game as a quarterback instead of just going out there and playing ball and then using my athletic ability. And that's the first year I ever had someone to actually critique and to coach and to like learn from. And then also with me doing that, working with the trainer, I was with Cam Ward or Shadur. Like these guys are also putting in their input on me and showing me, hey, all right, this is how you should do it, or this is what's needed to be done. And then even after the game, I get a call from Ward. And he's like, hey, good game. I seen this. I think you did this, did that. So it's just having those people that pouring into me and continue to just help me get better. And that's what I never had.
Yeah, that's super cool. So when you say like things that you were working on, is that, high to low reads? Is that the way you see the game? Like what kind of things specific? Because that's really fun. And especially when you can have other guys around you that are obviously doing it at the highest level imaginable.
Yeah. I mean, just from everything, from a standpoint of just how to take a drop and how to, look out the safety or see this or see that or anticipate throws and from there to just, just ball placement and it's just a lot of different things that goes into it that you think, those little things, but the little things that actually matter.
Mhm. Okay, well, this is a great transition because apparently you and Cam Ward are tight, as you talk about with you training with each other. He's calling you after games. You're playing Miami this week. I don't know. Are you and Cam going to talk this week?
We kind of talked a little bit already about it. I told him, there's a little trash talk here and there back and forth.
Yeah, don't tell us what you said. It's good. It's all good.
It's gotta be. Well, I mean, look, there's no beating around the bush. Miami's had a great start to this season, and they look like one of, if not the best team in the country, with just their resume, the way they've played. What have you seen so far from that defense? You look at those big guys up front. What are some keys? Like when you see Miami's defense, what do you feel like is really important for you in this offense specifically?
I think we just, man, I know how Gus Malzahn think. I know how offensive coordinator thinks and stuff like that. So I think we have a good plan for him. I really like our guys, though. I like the matchup up front. I think we kind of, level on both sides or up front in general. I think it'll be a good matchup for our guys and their guys. Just be able to compete up front. I think it'll come down to like the skill players in the second level or on the perimeter and stuff like that. I think we both have good, up front. So I don't think it'll be, they're gonna just dominate us. We're gonna dominate them. I think it'll just be, I think it'll level out. I just think the game gonna come down to what guy on the perimeter is going to make, the most plays or, that's going to win us the game or win in the game.
Right. It's going to be a war. I can't wait to watch that. And again, being there in person is going to be so much fun. But you mentioned those lines of scrimmage. I mean, it is every play. And they know it. You know it. It's one of those things where you have to play your best or you're going to get killed. The other guy will take advantage of it if you don't. Sure. And that's the same thing for them. They've got to be thinking that same thing as well, especially how well you guys run the football, how well they protect you, things of that nature. I want to know more of you. And listen, I know you're the quarterback. You got to be the CEO, business-like. But let's talk to Tommy the Kid for a second real quick. Playing in this game. What does this mean to you? I mean, number 2 Miami coming to your house, coming to Tallahassee. You got the spear on your helmet, number 1 on your chest. Let's go to work. What does that feel like for you, man? And how surreal is that going to be when you run out there for the first time?
Man, it's exciting. This is why I came here to play in games like this, and playing matchups like this. But I've never been a part of two field rushes in one season.
Yeah, there's
Time to
already
make some plans, baby.
I mean, because Florida State rushed the field, and then the Virginia field rush. I'm
I'm talking
fascinated.
about on the good side of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
the
good
good
side.
side.
Come on, KG.
I got you. I got you. You have, yeah. But okay. Can I just ask real quick? Tommy, this is a sidebar because this just fascinates me. Are you terrified when those students are rushing the field? I mean, I know you have pads on. You're a
Yeah.
football player. Like, obviously, you can defend yourself, but it's got to be a crazy feeling.
I mean, yeah, I wasn't terrified, but
Okay.
I got bad for my guy Squirrel. Like that
Yes.
was crazy. Like I just think at some point, like they gotta at least make sure like we're off, like the players off the field, and like because like those people are hammered, they doing crazy stuff, and they running on, they like just excited, but they also like don't realize that like,
Sure.
bro, we're still human and we still have to make it out of here safe. Like I understand everybody's excited and stuff like that, but like that was crazy. Like just going back and watching like after the game, like what happened to him was like damn, like he really
Is Squirrel
went missing.
good? I mean, is he?
Yeah, he's all good, but like just
Good.
like you know what I mean. It's
Yeah.
just crazy. Like a lot of things could have went. It could have been so bad.
Yeah,
No, I
that's
don't
so
think
true.
there's any question about it. Tommy, what's the message for the defense? We'll get you out with this kind of last thing here. What's the message to your defense this week, just as the leader, of this team, knowing that they're going against a really good offensive line, knowing they're going against a really good attack. The good thing is they see it every day in practice against you guys. What are you kind of trying to say to them to empower this team to just be ready for this matchup?
Just be physical, be dominant. I tell the guys like I tell them all the time, hey, go be you, go be y'all. You know what I mean? Go get out to that guy back there and make him uncomfortable and make him make some decisions that we know that he can't. Go put that ball in jeopardy for us to give us the ball back at home with that momentum and stuff like that. So just don't let him play a perfect game. Like that's my message to the defense every time we play. Like, hey, we don't, as a quarterback, we don't want to be hit. We don't want to be rushed. We don't want to be, you know what I mean, in those moments. We want to sit back there, look cool and throw the ball and spin it and stuff like that. So make it ugly for him. You know what I mean? Like make him move around a little bit and be panicking a little bit or something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. I always tell the guys on defense, go get them. Like go put some licks on them, make them feel you. You know what I mean? Make them feel you.
I do. I know what you're saying. I can't wait to see it again. Cannot stress the magnitude of this game, the excitement that we are there to be with you guys. It's going to be an absolute show, man. Grateful for your time. Great to see you, and
Yes,
we'll see you in a couple of days.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
Rollback just dropped their licensed game day collection. Polos, hoodies, Q-zips, custom designed for your school. On game days, we wear Rollback, period.
Thanks to Tommy Castellanos for joining us. We know he's a very busy man. He has different things he's got to do this week, getting ready for this massive matchup, so we appreciate it. I thought he was pretty honest with us, Mac. I mean, talking about what they learned from Virginia. And then I'm glad we asked him because I did want to hear about the Bama win. Like that is, when Tommy's talking to his grandkids in 50 years, like that's what he's going to be telling them about, right? So, and I think Florida State fans may be talking about that game in 50 years. So I appreciated his honesty. And then we know he grew up a Florida State fan. So this game means so much to him. It means so much to every fan involved here. And I just love the bad blood. I love a real rivalry. I feel like with these new conferences, Mac, they're trying to make rivalries happen, and you don't have to force anything about this one. Yeah. These two do not like each other.
It is what it is, and there's a lot of chirping. We saw Ruben Bain. I don't know if you saw that, but he's sending out tweets, laughing, saying y'all next.
I saw that.
All these different things. I know Tommy.
That was interesting.
That went around the group chat for sure. And what Tommy's saying back to Cam Ward, things of that nature, quarterback from a year ago from Miami. So there's going to be some juice, and I cannot wait to see it. I mean, I don't want like a fight pregame, but there'll probably be a fight pregame.
You kind of do, though. You do.
I'll be there. I can't wait. I'll be I'll jump. You see me jumping in the middle, like trying to hold everybody back, just getting knocked out by somebody.
Is that Mac?
Yeah, like what is he doing? This game is huge, and there's so much on the line. Obviously, as you kind of stated off the top, there's a little bit more on the line for Florida State because although I believe this is a world where there's going to be a handful of 2-loss teams in this college football playoff, you've got to get this done. Like you've got to do that. Miami, obviously, some leeway, but they don't want to hear that. And certainly when we talk about them in a day or two, that won't be mentioned. But it's just something where it means a ton, and it's a huge ordeal. Like I said, the huddle's going to be there. We're doing like an alternate cast. I'm going to be on the mic doing play-by-play. Y'all come out, check it out, listen, jump on the network. There's so much going into this game, and I just have this weird feeling that it's going to deliver. Just like we saw from Georgia, Bama last weekend, just like we saw from Oregon, Penn State, when the best of the best play each other, it's going to be fireworks, and I think that's what we're going to see.
Mac, right now, and we're recording this Monday, this episode's coming out early in the week. Right now, Miami's a 4.5-point favorite. It opened at 6.5, so it's dropped a little bit there. And then when you look at the matchup predictor on ESPN.com, Miami has a 65% chance to win the game. A 4.5, I think, is about right, especially on the road. You know, when you think about what being at home, the kind of boost that Florida State's going to have there, the environment they had against Alabama. First and foremost, when you look at this game from an FSU perspective, I think any FSU fan would say, we can't start like we did against Virginia, which you won't because you're not going to be having a sleepy start against Miami. And then I think even more importantly, because of the way that we've seen Miami and Carson Beck manage the game offensively, they're not making mistakes. The turnovers are going to be huge here. You can't make those types of mistakes if you're Castellanos or anyone else for Florida State and win the game. Miami has managed, and I mean this in the best way, they've managed the football game so well in their 4 wins. You cannot afford really any mistakes if you're Florida State, anything catastrophic.
There's no question about that. And I think when you look at who Miami has played, this is by far the most dynamic team that they've played, dynamic offense in particularly. Managing this game and playing like they have been, which has been elite, and they're doing it at a high level, I don't know if you have that benefit this game. I think you've got to push it. I think you've got to push the ball downfield. You've got to see a little bit different of an offense that we have, seen from them where they want to control the clock. They want to run the ball. They want to do this and that. I think you've got to get explosive. You've got to lean on those guys. And so we'll talk about that more, in a couple of days of what they need to do. But I feel good about that if I'm Florida State. Like, these boys ain't been in something like we're about to show them. They haven't been in a track meet like we can turn this into. Running the football, throwing the football, the challenges that Florida State will present will be enormous. And listen, if you're, whatever fan, you could say, well, this and that, Virginia, blah, blah. I mean, offensively, they did whatever they wanted. They were fine offensively. So now you're looking at that challenge of, okay, even in all the adversity, I love what Tommy said, they never quit. Like, it got real bleak there for a second where turnovers, not capitalizing, oh my gosh, 2-10 creeping back into our heads. And they fought to the very end, went to overtime, had a chance to win, should have won, quite frankly, but weren't able to come up with the deal there, weren't able to seal the deal. So I think that this is like a dangerous animal right now, right? Like they're wounded and they're ready to go. They want to get right back out there. And I said this a couple of days ago, but I think this is the best thing that could happen for Florida State, given the circumstances of losing the game. Now you got the biggest, baddest kid in the ACC coming to town. Let's go. Like, there's no sulking. There's no crying, no being sad. Like, we're going back to war against a better opponent. How are we going to respond? How are we going to play better? And we're at home, so we've got our crowd behind us. I'm thrilled for this opportunity for them. So offensively, I think it's status quo. It's business as usual. Now you got Ruben Bain across from you. You got Keem Mesidor that you got to worry about. But these tackles are going to be fine for FSU. Like, they are big, long, and nasty. And again, we've seen the way that they play. There were no quarrels offensively outside some plays here or there. They were fine doing that and running the ball. Like, these backs, golly, and they got a couple guys back too. They are deep. They've got all that going on for them at the running back position, and the challenges that Tommy presents as such a good runner. He was a leading rusher against Virginia, and the things that he can do, for you running the football. So I think that matchup right there, offense, defense, is like they're going to be good. And Tommy said that's kind of neutralized. Like that's even up front. I'm not, sweating too much there.
Do you agree with that, though, overall? Do you feel like the lines of scrimmage are even?
Yeah. Well, I think the offensive line for FSU and the defensive line for Miami, yes. Now, the other side.
See, that's what I was getting at. That's so. And Tommy, I think, was referring to more that
his
because
guys. His guys.
He's looking at it from an offensive perspective.
Correct.
That to me is the X factor here, right? That's the game changer for Florida State and for Miami is this Florida State defense. What can they do? Because Virginia ran all over the MAC, and Virginia's a great rushing team. We talked about it. They are second in the ACC in rushing behind Florida State. They have a dynamic attack, but so does Miami. I mean, Miami can absolutely run the ball. Mark Fletcher has been on a tear. And yeah, Carson Beck isn't as mobile as Castellanos, but he manages it really well. So that concerns me. And I know we're doing this episode more from the Florida State perspective. Can you talk me off the ledge a little bit, Mac? Like, is it more, hey, Virginia's good?
Yeah.
And you got to put some respect on their name?
Yeah.
Or are we concerned?
I think it's a little bit of both. Like, I think they are good. And that's what it's not big enough of a sample size for us to truly know. Are you concerned? Are you waving a flag saying, hey, look over here, like we've got an issue? Because I do think there was some disrespecting of Virginia. I think there was some sleeping on thinking we're just going to move on. These guys got 6 offensive linemen hurt. We're good. We'll be fine.
Correct.
Bam. 200 something yards later, we're not good. Not okay. And so
they did hold Alabama to less than 100 yards rushing. So
that's what's crazy. So what you got to be careful of, you can't play the teams, right? You can't play the logos. You got to play to your standard. You got to play to where Florida, and they were. That's why it's so confusing as I backtrack to why I thought the way that I did about that game there and what I thought I would see. So I guess I'm actually not concerned because I do think they are going to be more than ready. They understand the assignment. They understand what they have to do. And as mobile as Carson Beck is, because I think he does have some good mobility, he's not Chandler Morris. He's not doing the same things that Chandler Morris is. He's not as twitchy as him. Now, he can throw the ball better, and he maybe has a better understanding of the offense, not going to put it in jeopardy as much. But he also can't hurt you the way that Chandler did. So it's totally unique and totally different from that. I do think Virginia's wide receivers are very good. So I think that you're facing a similar unit in regards to Malachi Toney and the guys there with Miami. So not as concerned with the secondary. Thought the secondary played very well against Virginia. To me, it is truly going to be about that front seven. How can you force the issue? And Tommy said this. How can you get Carson off schedule? How can you force the issue, make him go to a read maybe quicker than he wants to, and then can Earl Little and the boys get their hands on the football and make this game really uncomfortable in a hurry. I think the biggest thing that I want to see from Florida State is starting fast, like from jump, either offense or defense. And that doesn't mean scoring a touchdown. That's just execution, not dumb penalties, not getting negative plays. If that's, moving the ball a little bit, kicking a field goal, fine. But stops on defense and moving the ball, being efficient offensively, I have to see that. I don't want to see any hangover from a week ago. I don't want to see any lull. And I don't know how that's possible in this game. There's going to be so much juice. It's a night game, 7:30, ABC. The huddle's freaking there. I don't know how you cannot be juiced out of your mind.
And they will be, I think, and that crowd's going to be ridiculous. For me, Mac, both these teams have shown how well they can run the ball, how much they want to run the ball, how much they commit to the run. So that's going to be, I think, number one priority for each defense is taking that away. So which quarterback can not just make the most plays, but can manage the game the best and not make mistakes? I think that's the biggest question. And look, I mean, Miami dominated Florida, but it's not like the offense looked amazing in that game, right? I mean, Carson Beck, 17 for 30 for 160 and a pick. Like he wasn't throwing for 400 yards. So which quarterback shows up and, I hate to say it this way, but like doesn't lose the game, I think is really important.
It will be interesting. And it's always a factor. And I wonder how much of a deal it is in this game, because I do think both teams are going to have to score. Like, you're going to have to go. I don't think you have the luxury and watch it be like this boring defensive struggle that I just hate watching.
I just don't think so.
I
I
think
think
so
you're
either.
right, Mac.
I don't think so either. I think these offenses are really efficient. FSU obviously much more explosive to date. I just think it's a bit of a track meet, and you've got to find a way, right? And so Tommy Castellanos, is that with your legs? Is that getting out of the pocket? Finding Deuce down the field, finding these other guys down the field. It's going to be fun. I cannot wait to see the attack and just to see the mindset. And you mentioned those fans. That place is going to be so loud. I can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to this. Since being a player, I haven't been to Doak at this big of a game. Like we went to an FCS game a couple years ago. We went to Boston College, but half the stadium was under construction. It was a Monday night. This place is going to be freaking unbelievable. And I can't wait to see it. I cannot wait to see it.
We can't wait to watch. It's going to be electric, as you said, Mac. This was more of a Florida State focus here. Tomorrow, we're going to be putting out a more Miami-focused episode with a special guest. Mac, can we just tell them who the special guest is?
Who we got?
It's Carson Beck.
Yeah.
And Taylor actually did that interview for us last week, so super pumped for that one. Taylor and Mac was there. So can't wait for that Miami episode, and then full preview of the weekend coming on Friday. But yeah, Mac, this is the biggest Florida State Miami game in recent memory. I think in a generation like that. That's
Long
fair to
time.
say.
Long
Can't
time. It's been since the early 2000s for sure. So I can't wait. It's going to be amazing. We're bringing it all weekend long. Noles fans, drop it in the comments. Are you worried? Are you confident? Are you excited? Tell us all. And Miami fans, if you want to get in here, we'll talk to y'all tomorrow.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
So you can jump in as well. But I cannot stress the excitement level to be at this game and the fact that we're going to be there. So appreciate you guys always. Go subscribe, follow along this journey. We cannot do this without y'all. We appreciate y'all, everything that you do for us. And of course, our friends over at Ingles, much love to them. And I'm excited. I got to go to a new Ingles, one I've never been to before. I'm thrilled. I cannot wait for that. So appreciate you guys always. Until next time, we'll see y'all.